Hello, I'm Natasha Vita-More, and it's my pleasure to be here with you at the International Longevity Summit, Africa, in the country of Nigeria. First, I'd like to discuss why I chose this title for my topic. I've been talking about cracking the code of longevity for a while now, but it seems more evident to me than ever that the code of longevity can be seen in three different spheres. First, longevity is more than a measure of time. It's a multidimensional pursuit that includes every day of healthy living practices. It is a far-reaching field, industry, and movement that includes remarkable biomedical, scientific, and technological advances and the advocacy for longevity. For our species, longevity is all about the biological limits of life. This is where my talk begins. Thank you.
Human DNA relates to the code of life in a remarkably direct way. It has precise syntax, contains molecular instructions, includes error checking, features comments in non-coding regions, uses loops and conditionals. In essence, DNA is nature's biological programming language that's been refined through billions of years of evolution. The algorithm helps decode genetics in several key ways: sequence analysis, disease research, data processing, and personalized medicine. In essence, the algorithmic code of artificial intelligence acts as a powerful decoder that can rapidly process and interpret the complex language of genetics, making it more accessible and actionable for medical research and treatment. Neurons code information in the brain through a complex biological programming language that works, for example, with electrical chemical signals, pattern processing, network organization, and information flow. Essentially, neurons create a living code where information is processed through patterns of electrical activity and chemical signals, forming the basis of thought, memory, and consciousness. What about our lifespan? Compared to our ancestors, early hominids and Homo sapiens, who lived just about 25 years or more, it wasn't until the Industrial Revolution's technological, social, economic changes that human lifespans reached approximately 50 to 65 years. Yet the most dramatic increase has occurred over the last 2 centuries, with the global average lifespan today standing at approximately 73 years worldwide. Yet, the human maximum lifespan is still currently capped at 122.5 years. Epigenetics acts as a biological software update, such as DNA modifications, environmental response, gene expression control, and memory systems. Think of epigenetics as a dynamic programming language that writes temporary instructions on top of or above, such as epi, of the base DNA code, allowing organisms to adapt to their environment without permanently changing their genetic code. Bioinformatics using AI predictive programming includes data integration, AI analysis tools, predictive capabilities, and applications. Essentially, AI predictive programming in bioinformatics acts like a sophisticated interpreter that can read, analyze, and predict patterns in biological data, making complex biological systems more understandable and actionable for medical research and treatment. Brain function with AI integration for enhanced brain function could include brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs, neural enhancement, cognitive augmentation, medical applications, and create what I've called the metabrain. This creates a type of hybrid system where biological intelligence works in tandem with artificial intelligence, potentially expanding human cognition capabilities while preserving natural brain functions. Regenerative medicine can be explained through a core concept of repairing and replacing damaged cells, tissues, and organs, using stem cell therapy, tissue engineering, gene therapy, 3D bioprinting, various applications of wound healing and neural regeneration, including nanorobotics, as in nanomedicine, to build, replace, and renew cellular structures on the molecular scale. This field essentially reprograms the body's own repair mechanisms, combining biology and technology to heal, renew, refresh, and regenerate previously damaged or degenerative conditions and help build new cells as new body parts. I've often used the analogy of a vehicle to the human body. So imagine a new car. Its engine purrs, its tires grip the road with the grace of a dancer. The interior is smooth and unworn, and the outer paint surface gleams. But as years and miles unravel, the signs of wear emerge, and the once reliable engine sputters in protest, and rust forms its way onto the steel. Despite meticulous care and countless repairs, entropy prevails, and even the finest mechanics cannot stave off the inevitable. This is kind of like what happens with our genes as we age. They don't work quite as well as they did when we were younger, and this causes the changes we refer to as aging. In this, human aging mirrors the fate of a car. Our bodies, once vessels of strength and vitality, slowly succumb to the unseen toll of time, despite all we do to keep them polished and intact, youthful, flexible, and reliable. The most advanced ideas for personalized regenerative biology is nanorobotics. Nanorobots, as explained by the renowned engineer Robert Freitas, will change the face of the longevity industry, its practices, and its abilities. One nanorobot is 100,000 times smaller than the width of a human hair. They are tiny computers that work independently like single molecules within a cell. Nanorobots can also work in groups among and between molecular biological cells as tiny biocompatible systems. Nanoengineering seems remote, but it's possible and likely. They will be driven by programmed instructions on a molecular scale inside our bodies and function along with our biological cells. Well, please let me say here that for those of us who are biological purists, who value our bodies and the beauty of their architecture, our bodies have never existed alone, not as single DNA systems, not without the help of non-related DNA-coded source. This is the mitochondria that produces the ATP, or energy, within our bodies. Now here I'm going to form a comparison. We could not have existed without the help of this simple organelle structure. We, in my view, cannot live healthier and longer lives without the help of the nanostructures to pick up where our body's homeostasis chemical reaction leaves off. The nanorobots can work as biocompatible sensors, traveling through the complex biological media or neural capillaries to perform localized diagnoses, remove unwanted cells, and repair damaged cells. Once they perform a task, they can be released from the body through a teardrop or a sneeze, for example. And like all longevity biomedical materials, must be environmentally safe. Have I gone too far with the nanorobotics? I hope not, but let's take a pause. As someone who has taken a single idea from concept to discovery, I know how complex the scientific process is. It involves coming up with an idea, securing funding, building a laboratory, testing and then retesting hypotheses, arriving at a potential discovery, proving it, testing and testing again. And when the result is in, whether you succeeded or not, you publish the outcomes. Now, let me say here that for scientists in longevity, it's not just about the bravado of discovery or publishing. It's a journey marked by rigor and integrity. In longevity, it is aiming not just to extend life, but to improve life and the quality of life. And if any scientific work does not succeed at the level it is hoped to, it's not a failure. You just discovered something that needs to be proven, and you've added to the search. By your work can lead to other work, and this is the beauty of scientific research. As I said earlier, the longevity industry is growing, and it's built on a foundation of groundbreaking research, visionary entrepreneurs driving it toward a projected worth of $100 billion. And some estimates suggest that the industry could reach a market value of $600 billion to $1 trillion within the coming decades. Yet there are pitfalls that might not be easy to see at first glance. Some of us in the longevity industry are aware that there's signs of false hope, misinformation, and social pressure that can blur reality, causing an illusion. This relates to the code of conscience as well as clear thinking. While virtual signaling, bandwagon effect, authority bias, and echo chambers are leading people down what could be a slippery slope. With the rise of the longevity industry, we've also seen a surge in the market for miracle cures, unproven therapies, supplements, and treatments that claim to reverse aging. The real promise of longevity is not in quick fix or a single cure. It's a balanced approach, one that combines the benefits of current scientific knowledge with an eye toward future breakthroughs. This way, we extend not only our lifespans, but our health spans, the number of years we live in optimal health. Yes, I'll say it again, the number of years we live in optimal health. So as we're waiting for nanorobotics and advanced cures for aging and the finality of death, we can be at the adaptive edge of longevity, which involves building daily habits that enhance psychological resilience, neuroplasticity, and our overall well-being through practicing mobility and through exercise, diet and through nutrition, the friendships through community and companions, and our rest, our optimal rest through practicing good habits. And then, of course, encore, do it again and do it again and again every day if possible. For my current project for Encore Longevity, I dug into my history and some of my experience in the longevity industry, not just as an innovator and designer and scientist and academic, of course. I looked over at my experience firsthand, and I was delighted to be able to report this, and I've listed it here for you all. I have 3.5 years at the Yoga College of India, 6,000 hours in weight training, muscle and body sculpting, 50 years practicing transcendental meditation, daily cognitive fitness routine for neuroplasticity. I've experienced and participated in high intensity sports, skiing down the longest and steepest slope in North America, and I work as a coach of low impact athletics, yoga and Pilates. I'm certified in nutrition and sports fitness, and I've been awarded for outstanding contribution to the NYU Colleges Against Cancer. These are some of the things that I have done that have built my own repertoire that will help me build my habits. This is my personalized knowledge. Each of us has our own personalized knowledge. So I ask you to take the challenge and go back through your history and start at any time and look at what you're doing on a daily basis, how you've gathered your information over the years, and how you know firsthand what works best for you. To commit to healthy habits, it's important to take them seriously and don't quit. Maybe things will go great. Maybe there'll be some challenges, some hurdles to overcome. The main thing is stay focused and stay the program, stay the plan, keep going forward. 2 steps forward, 1 step back is multiplied, is an exponential growth in your own fitness habit routine. So commit and don't quit. With that in mind, I created a survey of 5 questions for those in the longevity movement. And the first question is, can you commit? Now, this is a fair question to ask, but it's also important how it's phrased. So you can read the slide here, but let me explain. The largest outcome was, yes, I will commit, in the blue. That is quite astounding. Now, it's interesting to compare that to the purple, where it says, I would like to if it's not too expensive or time consuming. So where are our priorities here? It's interesting to see what other people say and their level of commitment to improving their habits on a daily basis. The second question I found was fascinating. Are you able to cultivate new habits in your daily routine that you can benefit? Well, here the largest percentage says, sometimes if I think the positive change is good for me, that's at 44.7%. Look at the purple area, that's quite large too, at 38.3%. That one is more affirmative, it's always. It's interesting to see what invites us to consider our capacity for change, while acknowledging that it constitutes us to actually change, and many of us might not want to or need to change. It's our personal choice. This question, number 3, is revealing. It asks, do you think about how to eliminate bad habits that disrupt having a good day? Well, everyone's got some habits, some good, some bad, and some in between. And the results here are quite interesting. The largest number said frequently, followed by a definite yes, and then always, sometimes, and often, and rarely had the smallest percentage. But it's very fascinating to me to take a look at what it takes to get us to commit. Again, here, cost and time are variables that had a bit of a weight on them. I love this question, number 4. Are you willing to improve your exercise routine to include all areas of exercise, meaning strength, flexibility, balance, and stamina, etc.? And the answers you can here see that the largest area is in the blue, the darker blue. It says, yes, I'm ready to improve today, exclamation point. The second largest area in greens, the response is okay. It's possible for me to improve my exercise routine. If it's not expensive or time consuming, here we have those 2 variables, those qualifiers on whether one will commit or not. I threw this 5th question in as a tongue-in-cheek, but it was very revealing to me to see the response. Number 5, do you want others to think you look like a longevity advocate, that you walk the walk? And what's interesting here is I put in, no, it's not important what I look like or what other people think of me, as well as, yes, I do want to be seen as someone who is a leader, or others who said, I want to be fit, I want to walk the walk, and I don't care if people see me as a leader or not. So this one was also about the psychology of ego and how we see ourselves and how we want to be seen. I think this is kind of important. Again, no judgment here. This is an individual survey where no one's name or location was revealed. It was just to get an analysis of what the attitude is in our extended longevity community. And I might add that it reached several hundred people. This slide relates to critical thinking, and I truly support visionary thinking and creative thinking combined. We need to be better bullshit detectors. And the point here being that ties into the slide about the industry growing so fast and some false hope and bandwagon effect and echo chambers, etc. That the point here is that not all therapies are best for you, and that's in all caps. Now let's take one instance, the blue zones. Great idea, lovely concept. However, not all the data that was collected is accurate. In fact, there is some inaccurate information there. Another issue I wanted to bring up is a clinic in Beverly Hills, two renowned medical doctors who were found to be using bad or faulty stem cells while charging their patients hundreds of thousands of dollars. And this is really important to pay attention to, that just because it looks shiny and new, like that brand new car, smells good, doesn't mean that it's going to work for you. So personalized regenerative medicine, I think, is the largest takeaway here. And until it's available to all of us, the best we can do is for Encore longevity, build our habits based on our personal needs so that we are as healthy as long as possible, our health span. In my closing slide, I just want to give out a code of messaging, the code of conscience, because the messaging around extending healthy life should resonate with the fundamental needs of each of us and humanity as a whole, promoting healthier and longer life. It must include fields such as philosophy, psychology, physics, law, governance, economics, and the arts, which have significant influence and reach. They play a crucial role in driving social and cultural change. These disciplines, each of them, can inspire and mobilize public interest and investment, fueling the progress needed to overcome challenges in longevity science. In my view, the field of life extension cannot and should not depend solely on scientists or notable billionaires whose advocacy and investments are indeed valuable. To elevate truly the field of longevity to its full potential, encompassing a greater number of breakthroughs, increased funding, and the most favorable outcomes, of course, it must be approached with a 21st century moonshot mentality, while also grounded in facts. While there is a need to push the boundaries of life's potential, we must remain committed to integrity and the shared pursuit of healthy longevity. Thank you all so much. Appreciate all that you do. Let's all keep going forward.